Which camera? This camera.
Yeah, this camera.
कैसे आएगा एक बार दिखाओ जरा. अरे बिकॉज ऐसा करूंगा तो हाथ ब्लॉक करेगा मेरा फेस. हाय. नो सॉरी. पूरा शूट ही करवा रहे हो तुम.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you very much for joining me. Inaugural episode of season 2, Who Better?
Pleasure.
4 IPL wins, 4 IPLs as skipper. Now that is something. Franchise cricket, pressure of the franchise, pressure of the fan, pressure of the sponsors, pressure of everything. And 2 one-run wins in the final.
I have to give credit to the team. Actually, they tend to respond pretty well of whatever I ask for. And that is what I think is very, very important for me. If I ask somebody to go and bowl that wide Yorker, if he's not ready to do it, it's going to make everyone's job difficult. So I just gave you an example. That's how it works. And if I say it, they will obviously ask a reason, and then you give them a reason why you want him to do that. And if
like I'll tell you why I asked. Against Pune Super Giants, Steve Smith, who was an experienced campaigner, was batting. To pick that wicket, to pick Manoj Tiwari, MS Dhoni was also there at that point. Win by a run. Throw from deep, run out, won. Last year, Malinga, CSK won. Now these are real tough situations last over for the captain to think clear. That's why I asked the question about leadership.
No, I understand. Yes, absolutely. I think that's when I want my teammates to be on the same page as I am. And when I am when I'm going there to talk to them, I am thinking of me as if I'm not important. You are important because you are going to deliver it. You are going to execute it. So whatever you want, I will do it. That's how I think about it. And captain, when I'm leading the side, I'm the least important person. That's how I want to think. Because if I'm thinking about myself to take the team forward and how I want to do it, I won't be able to do it. I'm thinking that I'm the last member of the squad and the other 10 are important for me. And that's how I will get the best out of each one of them. That's my thinking. Maybe wrong also, but
that's how you think. I mean, it has worked for you. 4 IPL titles.
Yeah, that's how I want to think. I'm the least important and I want the other 10 to be the most important. And see how I can get little contributions from all 10. And of course, my performance is also important.
Obviously.
I'm not taking that away, but I'm saying I want to make sure that they all these 10 guys who are playing, even the others who are in the squad, who's going to replace XYZ in the squad, I should be talking to them and making them feel important. And that is something that I learned from Ricky Ponting.
Okay.
That's the first thing he told me. When you are captaining, you can't just be thinking about how you want them to do it. You should always listen to them and then take it in your stride and see how you can filter that and give it to them. I mean, it was a great learning for me when he was part of MI.
Leader of Mumbai Indians, leader of Team India, senior management, whatever it is. How do you actually look after youngsters to get the best out of them?
Those players will come out good, or they will be at their best when they are not under pressure, not too much talking going about them behind. They get to know about all this. That's, let's be honest.
Yeah, everyone follows.
You go to airport, people will be, "Arey yaar, you shouldn't have gotten out like that yesterday. You should have played that ball. You should have played straighter. Why did you play across?" So you keep getting that, in your head. It's not easy. Airport ho, yeah, if you're sitting in a taxi outside India, taxi driver is telling you, अरे यार कल मैच जीतना चाहिए था आपको यार, गलत हार गए. So you just like think about it, like you've gone through that day when you had that bad game, you've not slept properly, you're thinking about that game, and next day you want to forget all that, and then you meet a taxi driver and he's telling you all that. So it's not easy. So I'm sure, when you're on the field, people are expecting so much out of all the cricketers who are playing for India. Ki yaar boss, you have to do it for us. You have to win. You have to score 100. You have to score 200. It's not easy. So I think we just need, and I know it's uncontrollable. You can't control that because that's the love of the people for the game and for individuals also. And that is what I'm trying to do with, all these younger players who I meet. That is what I'm trying to do, trying to tell them, yeah, don't take 5-7 years to get yourself ready. अगर अभी तुम कर सकते हो तो करो यार, सोचो थोड़ा, दिमाग को खोलो अपना, अंदर डालो चीज जो डाल सकते हो.
या बट तुम अभी 40 साल का नहीं हो, ऐसे बात मत करो.
नहीं 40 साल का नहीं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, सी it's my job because they are my teammates and I see them going through the same phase.
Yeah, but you are what, 32, 33?
Yeah, 32.
So then you still have 7-8 years of cricket.
I'm not talking in terms of.
Yeah, but you're just, I understand.
I'm just trying to help them.
True.
और हेल्प करना तो यार it's on every teammate that they should help.
Of
if
course,
I see the same thing happening with them, why shouldn't I tell them?
When people say, and everybody, if you go and ask anyone, that people say if there is ever a T20 200, it will be Rohit Sharma. Lots of people have said it. Do these things matter to you at all? I mean, do you even think that, T20 double 100, something that has never been achieved, people are saying I can?
The T20 100, yeah. I mean, see, I don't play for what people are talking outside. I want to play for the team and I want to do it well. All those things, if you take it in your stride, it's going to add pressure on you. Yes, people are expecting now for me to get a double 100. How do I do it? What do I do for that? No, I mean, when I scored my first double 100, I never thought about it. Nobody told me that you should get a double 100 one day. So I'm thinking about that. Ki nobody expected anything from me and I got it. I got a double 100. Now people are saying because they've seen it. For me, it is important to stay away from all that and just be in that zone. I have bat in my hand. Bowlers are bowling at me. I need to play the ball. That is all I have to focus. I cannot be thinking that XYZ wants me to get a double 100 and all that. It's not going to happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. You just need to focus on the process and trust the process. If you trust the process, maybe one day you will get it.
Last couple of years, I've actually seen the best of Rohit Sharma. On the field, even off the field, as father. Are you in that zone where you're playing the best you ever have?
Yeah, you can say that. Probably the best time of my life in terms of what I do on the field and also what I do off the field as well. Enjoying each and every moment that is provided in front of me. And yes, the sport is something that if you start enjoying, you feel so relaxed and you feel so comfortable in whatever you do. So I think I've started, enjoying that a lot more than what I was doing before. I was taking too much pressure earlier and thinking about my game a lot than I should be thinking. So everything was overboard. So I wanted to balance it out in some way that could actually allow me to go and be expressive on the field and not without too much burden. So I think I've done that pretty well in the last few years.
Earlier you used to how did this transition happen? Was it self-realization? Was it experience? How did you come about this?
Again, bit of everything. Self-realization in terms of, I started thinking this overthinking and going overboard is not going to take me anywhere. I was trying to do a lot more than what I should be doing. I was forgetting basics of cricket, which is to just go and play the ball, hit the ball. I was focused a lot on technical issues of my batting, which is at times good, but you can't do too much of it. because then you tend to forget your own batting, what you grew up with. So I realized that, and then it was all about going and having fun as well, because I thought the first half of my career it was all about taking pressure and going through tough times, not doing the right things, and not being disciplined in terms of how I wanted to bat. So now, at some stage, at some point, you have to go away from that and start enjoying the game more. While I was doing all of that, I was not enjoying the game that much. I was only focused on, oh no, I need to get better, I need to do this, I need to do that, and I forgot how to enjoy the game, which is, when somebody takes a wicket, you go and celebrate, and when you score a 50 or 100, you go and celebrate that. I lost all of that in those phases. But again, it was my own realization that got me here, to think, because it's your own battle. You have to figure out your way on your own. Yes, there are people to help you, but eventually it's your own battle that you have to fight, and you have to find ways to do it.
Let me just push you a little bit on your mindset. When you play a super over, you have 17-18 to win. 2 balls 10, you hit a 6, you hit a 4. What is the mindset of a player? How confident can one be?
That's my thinking, my thought process. I may be wrong also, but that is my thinking, that bowlers are under pressure. When they're bowling a super over, bowlers are under pressure, because having been part of few super overs myself, captaining the team, I know what the bowler goes through. Like, let's say for example, there was one super over where Bumrah was bowling, and when you go and talk to him about what do you want to do now, what do you want to bowl, I'm talking about IPL, when we played the super over against Gujarat Lions. So bowlers are always in two minds. No, I will bowl a wide Yorker. No, I'm going to bowl him on the stumps. So there's so many thoughts going in your head at that point, and someone like Bumrah, whose execution is more often, perfect most of the time. A bowler like him thinking that in that fashion, makes you think that, okay, this is not easy for a bowler to come and execute. He's under pressure. He was in actually deep thought whether to bowl a Yorker or a bouncer or what to bowl, because if I'm not wrong, there was Finch and McCallum who were batting.
Yeah. Gujarat Lions, yes.
If I'm not wrong. So, they're solid hitters. So if you miss it, they're going to hit it. So you keep it very simple. And when somebody like Bumrah tells you, like he's an experienced bowler to bowl in that situation, so you will always listen to him and not try and confuse him. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to confuse your bowler. So he was telling me, okay, I will go Yorker, straight Yorker. I said, yes, please do it.
Ravi Shastri, season 1 of Inspiration, said to me that if Rohit Sharma did not make himself a successful test cricketer opening, he would feel his job as coach was not finished. He says, with so much talent, with such potential, if someone is not doing it, how can we let that go? So opening the batting, December will be the series against Australia.
It'll be a great series. I'm quite looking forward to that.
With Smith and Warner, it's a different side.
Yeah, it's a totally different side now. How they played their Ashes cricket in England, they played really well, and we know that it's not going to be easy there now with those two guys in there.
Plus Marnus Labuschagne playing really well.
Yeah. They've got a good side, and they have got match winners in their squad. So do we. We've got match winners in our side to counter their match winners also. So it will be a great contest, and we want to win. We want to do everything we can to win again. But again, there will be processes which we need to focus on and do small things right first. There are little patches that you need to try and focus and try and win that patches, or rather, I wouldn't say session, but the patches. Sessions is 30 overs. I'm not talking about 30 overs. I'm talking about 5 overs, 10 overs, because that's how you win games. That's how you dominate a day of test match cricket, whether we are bowling, whether we are batting. So you try and do well in that particular patch, and then see how you can manage to get that into a next hour of test cricket.
Rohit, 2019 was Rohit Sharma's year. That I don't need to say, everybody in the world will acknowledge. How tough was 2019 that World Cup, 500s, and your team still did not make the final. The whole country was disappointed. Everybody's disappointed, still are. But you, man of the tournament, 500s failing.
Yeah, it was a hard pill to swallow. It was not easy because the team that we had, and plus the way the cricket that we were playing in the entire tournament, the startup and the lead up to that tournament, we all were in good form. Mentally, we were in good space, all of us. We were enjoying each other's company, and everything was going pretty well. And yes, that one bad day in the office, and we were out of the tournament, which is very hard if you have to rethink about it. But again, the only thing that I was not able to, understand or go through that period was, having a team like that and not being able to go through was a little tough, because we had everything. We had good bowlers, batsmen, and everybody in good form. Most of the players in good form, and it's just hard at times, when you know that when you have a team like that and you don't cross that ladder, it's just a little disappointing. But again, life moves on. You have to move on. There's so much cricket that was coming up after that as well. But yeah, I mean, I want to win World Cups. That is my dream. I want to win World Cups, T20, 50 over, whatever.
2016 semi-final, 2015 semi-final, 2017 Champions Trophy final. Something to do with knockout games? What's going wrong? As a senior pro, as vice captain who's led the team, what's going wrong in semi-finals or finals or crunch games?
I think the 2015 semi-final against Australia, I think we were chasing
329, and you started very well with that.
329, and then we lost few wickets in the middle, few important wickets, and then it was hard to just come back from that. If I look at 2016, I think we batted really well. West Indies just outplayed us in that game. Few of their key players stood up and took the game away from us. And yeah, we made few mistakes as well. If I am not wrong, we bowled few no balls, which allowed Lendl Simmons to score runs. And if I'm not wrong, in the end, he was the one who was not out, batting 70 or 80. And then Champions Trophy final and the World Cup 2019 final, same story. We lost wickets up front when we were chasing. We were good chasers, but when you lose wickets like that, 3 wickets in the first 10 over itself, it's very hard to come back from that. You're then playing rebuilding cricket, and while doing that, you have to also keep in mind that the run rate doesn't creep up too much. And both similar stories. As a team, we've tried to address that. What happens if we lose 2-3 wickets early? What do we need to do? I think we had plans in place, but yeah, it's just.
Is it a mental barrier now that you've got to cross that threshold and win a World Cup, and because it's happened far too many times, is it weighing down on the players a little bit?
Yeah, we do keep talking. We do talk about it. What happens if we lose wickets like that? It can happen to any team. Unfortunately, it's India that in the knockout stage is losing wickets like that. We need somebody to step up. We need one guy to step up and say that it's my day today. Let me get the team through. So we are trying. Whenever we have the team talks, we are trying to prepare the guys in that fashion. We want all 6, 7, 8 batsmen, whoever are playing, to make sure that they contribute in some way. If the top order gets out, it's the responsibility of the middle order, number 4, 5, 6, 7, to absorb that pressure for a while, and then we know that once you absorb that pressure, it becomes slightly easier. So you just need to get through that phase and analyze what you need to do thereafter.
Rohit Sharma, the father. We both discussed this as fathers. We both have one daughter. this is the most unreal experience in the world. Your experience of being a father so far.
It's been wonderful. Each and every moment, I remember how it's gone by since the day she was born till date. I remember each and every moment. As a sportsman, as a cricketer, I also know that I have to be away from her on most occasion. What do you say? Like it's very hard to say or think that when she first started crawl, I wasn't there. When she first started saying words, I wasn't there. When she first started walking, I wasn't there. So it's bit disappointing to miss all of that. But credit to all my wife to capture all that moment. Yeah, not see. You don't know when she's going to talk, but she's kept me in the loop every time, and I'm really thankful to have a wife like that, because she wants me to be part of everything, even though I'm not there. She's made sure that I experience each and everything, so I've not felt left out. Now, Myra gives the same love as she gives Ritika to me also.
Some days back, there was this photograph on social media where you were lying down and showing something to your daughter. And it was such an adoring picture.
She's also involved in whatever I do, and she's now at that stage where she wants to explore everything. What is dad doing? What is mom doing? Why is this lying there? Why is this lying here? What is this? Let me check it out. She's at that phase now, so she's moving over everywhere and she's trying to explore. She loves the phone, which we are trying to keep her away from.
You will struggle. I can tell you.
I know that we are trying our best to do that, but yes, so far I think we've done a good job in doing that. But yes, we do know that the phones and your iPads and your electronics are part of your life, so it will be around you. So she'll be exploring that.
And Ritika, I mean, you guys have been friends. She's been at grounds. Television has captured her more than anyone. We've seen the intensity. Talk about her.
No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how much ever I talk, it's not going to be enough, because the kind of work she's done behind the scene, I would like to say that is tremendous. Because like I said, with my daughter as well, to understand, that was our fear actually when she was born. That was my fear, not hers. My fear that when I come home, whether she'll be able to recognize me, whether she'll be able to relate. But hats off to Ritika, what she's done with her, and made sure that she understands that it's not 2, it's 3. Father is not here, but he's always there. So in her cot, she's kept my you get your accreditation card.
Yeah.
So she's hung it around the cot, so that every time she wakes up, she sees that photo.
Very nice.
And I've seen the videos also, like she's woken up and the first thing she's done, she's gone and kissed her father.
Very nice.
On the accreditation card, which was very sweet, and I can't thank my wife enough for that. That was all her idea to do it, and grateful to have a family like that.
And even at cricket grounds, Rohit, I mean, those natural reactions, one can really tell that here is somebody who is so very keen that, one shot and the reactions, the sadness, the happiness, everything comes together so well.
That's what I told Ritika, like whether she'll like the stadiums. There's so much noise around, especially, when you're playing IPL, there's music and everything. But I said, doesn't matter if she likes it or not. This is part of her life. She's, your daughter. She has to come to the ground. She has to watch you play, and she has to clap also. I love it. I can't thank enough, and I'm really grateful.
Every day you open your newspapers, it's negativity, intolerance, problems, communal divide, disharmony. The one thing that unites us is what this man plays. Absolutely. Thank you so very much, Rohit. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Thank you for speaking.